Hello. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to one or weekend live broadcast. This is a program where we discuss everyday family issues. We choose random topics, and as a listener, you call the number that is on the screen. And to the program, your view welcome or comment is also welcome. You can put the comment on the comment section. You can call the number to say what's in your mind. You can call without your number. You can call by not giving your name. You can just, no obligation for you to give your name. Just call and contribute to the program. Understand? So this evening, we still gonna we're still on relationships. We are still on relationships. As you can see on the screen, we are discussing on how do you resolve conflicts in a relationship? How do you manage arguments in a relationship? How do you manage arguments in a relationship? So the line is open. You can call anytime just to contribute on the program. Okay? If you're joining us for the first time, you can just subscribe on the YouTube channel, one on YouTube, one on Facebook, and we are live as well on Twitter, one_JJ. So you can watch us on any of those platforms. Understand? Okay, welcome and good evening again. Right, let's just jump in. In a relationship, like we've been discussing for weeks now, if you're having issues or conflicts or arguments in your relationship, it does not mean that that relationship is the worst one or is a bad relationship. Almost every relationship experiences arguments in one way or the other, on everyday basis, daily basis. Every relationship, there's no relationship that doesn't experience arguments, disagreements, fights. It's a normal thing. It's a normal occurrences that happens in every relationship. So when you are experiencing that, it does not mean that your relationship is the worst one, that you're having a bad day in your relationship. No, it's just a normal thing. It happens in every relationship. The only difference is that is how the people that in that relationship handles that conflict. How did they handle the arguments? The way they resolve it during and after the arguments, that's what matters. After having your arguments, after having your fight, after having your disagreement, even during the argument on disagreement, how do you handle it? How do you try to manage it? How do you resolve it during the argument? And after the argument, how do you resolve it? How do you manage it as well? Understand? So when two people are in a relationship and they spend a lot of time together, arguments are inevitable. It's there. They will definitely have an argument. They cannot avoid it. There's no way they're going to avoid it. If it's not for, let's say, washing dishes, it's for you didn't get the beans out, or it's for something else. It might be about laundry. You didn't do the laundry, or to the extent of infidelity. It's just those kind of things brings disagreement. It brings conflict into the relationship. It brings fights sometimes in a relationship. So it's a normal thing. Understand? So, like I said, you can disagree, you can agree on little and small things, little issues or something like that. It does not mean that your relationship is really, really bad. No. It's how do you handle it? How do you handle that conflict? How do you settle your differences? How during the argument, how do you, try to manage the conflict, or how do you try to manage the argument? So, well, what I want to ask you, what are the best ways to handle arguments in a relationship? If you know, how do you handle your own argument? How do you handle your conflict in your relationship? Or do you know how other people handle their conflict in relationship? Like I said earlier, in every relationship, you cannot avoid it. There is always arguments, either in little things or big things, like I said earlier. You understand? So the line is open. You can call me. Let me know how you handle arguments, or the best ways someone can handle arguments or disagreements or conflict in a relationship. If you look at children, let's just use children as a scenario. The way they deal with conflict or disagreement, or the way they deal with their fight. You see them fight, you're not watching them. After fighting, you see them smiling and joking with one another. As children, once after fighting, after doing all the shots, punching and everything, calling each other names and all that, you still see them smiling, holding hands, joking with each other, joking with one another. They don't keep malice or stay days and months without talking to each other the way adults do. Just using children as scenario. They don't keep malice for months, days, the way adults do. So why can't you be like a child? Why can't you be like children? Disagree, argue, you can fight with your partner over anything, money issues, about children, about the dressing, about hairstyle, about anything. Any issues, you fight, you argue, you disagree, you just do whatever you want to do. Just be like children. Create an environment where you can be open. I said it earlier, like children, when they start, after fighting, what they do, you see them as well. They make up, they start joking with each other, they continue to do whatever they do. They're laughing, joking with each other. So as an adult, or you're in a relationship, you're fighting during the fight or whatever, can you create an environment where you can be open, where you can express yourself without blaming each other? You blaming each other. You did this, you are the one that did that, you did this because of each other. Instead of calling each other names or trying to make them feel condescending, trying to make them feel down, trying to make them feel as if they are nobody. Understand? I think you can make it easier. Make it easier for them to say what is bothering them. You say what is bothering you. You can say, what is it? What is the problem? What is that problem? Say it out. Because if you don't say what is bothering you, you take inside and you keep there. Like what I said last week, I said, if you don't communicate, if you don't say it out, whatever is your problem, the person you are with, your partner, is not a magician. You can never know what is inside your mind, what you're thinking or whatever. Say it out. Talk over it. The key is effective communication. Being open to talk about anything with each other. That's it. Open. Give the person time to express themselves instead of talk to each other. make an environment where there won't be any blame or something. Just talk over it, discuss it, say what is in your mind, say what is it that was bothering you, so the other person can know where on how, if they want to work on their relationship, or if they want to, change whatever they are doing. If they want to contribute into that relationship, they know where to work on. If you don't talk about it, if you don't say it out, there's no way they will know what is bothering you, what is the problem. So the key is effective communication, being open to talk about anything with each other instead of shutting down everything. Shut down everything. You're keeping things inside. You avoid each other. We not talk to each other for days, for months. You avoid it. No, you don't talk to each other. When it gets to this stage, they would be the same defensive. The person you are dealing with, your partner, whoever it is, will be defensive because you don't talk about it. You don't give it opportunity for the person to do what. Okay. I'll put a comment, read it out. Okay. Someone, Julian Ocean, said, well, I would say walking away for a while. Later, both parties come together and discuss on the issues. That is huge. So during the argument, during the disagreement, when it's hitting straight away, maybe you can just walk away. Like what he said, you walk away, have a cool off, just go out somewhere and cool off. The anger or whatever that is holding you at that moment. When you calm down, when you come back, by that time everyone is calm, everyone is cool. Then you can do what? You can discuss about it. That's what Julian Ocean said. That is huge. That is good. When you calm down and you just find a way to walk away from that disagreement. Sometimes, yes, you can do that if you find a way not to make it look as if maybe you are not disrespecting the person, you are not disrespecting your partner. Sometimes there's a way you walk away from someone or walk away from argument. They might think that you are you are disrespecting them. So I think you find a way to do that so that it will not look as if maybe you are just walking away from the argument. But it's good to walk away so you can cool off. When everything is settled, then you can come back. Okay, the line is open. You can call me on the WhatsApp. The number is on the screen. You can contribute to the program. Let me know. What are the best ways to deal with disagreement in a relationship, to deal with argument, to deal with conflict? It's ways. Julian said, just walk away and cool off. That's cool. That's one of it. You can see that most of the times, when you're having a deep argument, most people they tend to raise their voice at each other. You can hear the voice. They tend to raise their voice. They shout at each other. They calling each other like names just to make the other person feel bad, or just to hurt the other person. Understand? Just to make sure that yes, their voice is heard. You tend to raise your voice at each other. Yes. When something like that is happening, just remember that your views, your opinion, definitely your own view, your opinion, what you want to communicate, what you want to pass along to the other person, we differ from the other person. Your views will differ because the way you see things is definitely going to be different from the other person's perception. The way he sees things is different. You understand? So give them the, like I said earlier, give them opportunity. Just remember that yes, your views is going to be different. And when it's like that, what happens? That means that you should have open mind. Open mind, just have open mind. Make an avenue where you can give the person opportunity, to express their own view in whatever the argument is. Anything that you're arguing about, give them time. When they are talking, give them time to talk. Let them point out their own view. Let them just say, what is it that is the concern? What is their problem? Their opinion, their views. Give them time. Just give them opportunity for them to express their view. Instead of shouting, interrupting, and when it's good, you are starting interrupting each other, the argument's gonna get worse. It will escalate. Sometimes you see some women, when there's a bit of heated argument, they tend to raise their voice. Sometimes men, sometimes they raise their voice as well, shout at each other. If it gets to that stage, if they didn't control that situation, what happens? Sometimes you see it gets physical. Start punching each other or slapping each other or hitting someone and all that kind of thing. Those are the things, you give the person opportunity in order for them to express their own views and express their opinion without being judgmental, without being physical or being aggressive or being abusive to them. What are the ways you can handle your relationship conflict? You can put a comment section. The line is open. You can call me. Let me know what you think. What are the things? How do you deal with that? How do you handle it? Mind you that in every relationship, I think there will be conflict. There will be disagreement. There will be arguments. There will be arguments. That will be argument. No human being is perfect. No one is perfect. So if you're expecting to have a perfect person around you, if you're expecting to have someone that is really, really perfect, it's not. Can't. No human being is perfect. No one. So when you this line coming in. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Evening.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to One More Life.
Evening.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. You can go on.
Yeah. Yeah. Johnson calling from Nigeria.
Okay. There's a background. Someone is talking at the background and it's coming up. Okay. Hello. I think he needs to move and call back. Yeah, the line is, like I said, the line is open. I was saying that no human being is perfect. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Justin. I think it's better now. Yes.
Hello. Yeah. It's network.
All right. Okay. Go on.
Based on the issue.
Okay. How do you resolve conflict in a relationship, or how do you manage arguments in a relationship?
Yeah. In a relationship, it's all about understanding.
Okay.
Understand?
Mm-hmm.
If two does not agree together, they can never work. So, to resolve the issue,
Okay.
it's all about understanding and tolerance. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
And forbearance.
Okay.
Forbearance. Because sometimes we men we like to prove that we are the head. Understand? When you have a little conflict with your partner, you want that person to come and apologize before any other thing.
Okay.
But sometimes due to jealousy and this thing, so that's the, and you can walk away for a while.
Okay.
So if you are not in a good mood, you can walk away and ease yourself.
Okay.
After, you can go back, or the person can call you, and two can resolve the issue. So there is all about understanding, tolerance, and forbearance.
Yes.
That is the
Yeah.
relationship is all about understanding.
Okay. Yeah. You said about walking away. Julian has mentioned that as well. He said that it's good for you to walk away, and then come back later and discuss on the issues.
Yeah. Yeah, because that time the anger is high. You need to walk away to cool the pressure.
Okay.
Or to cool your temper. Yeah, because if you stay there, when you start changing words, it can result to another thing, and it can result to a fight or damage. So the best thing to do that time is just to walk away, and find a place to cool your brain or to cool your anger. Which after, then you can either the wrong party can call, or you call to resolve the issue.
Okay. Well, in a situation whereby I'm just trying to, agree on what you're saying, you are it's just the argument is heating up and it's changing worse or something like that. If you some people might take it as disrespect that you're just walking away from them. Understand me? So how can you handle that?
Yeah, that is the best thing, because they are when the argument is on, if the other party did not walk away, it can result to anything. Sometimes due to the anger, or what really maybe because of the friends around. Let's assume the boy, the male part, understand, and her girlfriend offended him. Maybe the guy is with his friends and the girl. Understand? So for the guy to prove that he is on top, he can use that thing to showcase.
Okay.
Understand? So the best thing for a girl to do is just to walk away, to allow the whole thing to die off that moment. Which after, when they want to resolve, can relate and tell her the reason why I left, because of this or because of that. Understand?
Okay, so
I believe.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I believe that one is the best. I believe is the best solution for that moment.
Okay, just for the person to walk away.
Just to walk away. It depends on the. It depends on the case.
All right.
Or it depends on the matter at hand. Then understand. If the matter is too serious, if it is too serious, the best thing is just to walk away. But if it's just
a minor stuff, yeah,
on a platonic form, the only thing is just to use something else, just to tease him off. You can tease him, make the person happy, play with that, just crack a little joke. If the issue is not too much.
Okay.
Understand? Yeah, but when the issue, it depends. That's why I say it depends on the matter on ground. If the matter is not much, you can use something to tease the person, or just. But if it is so severe that the pressure or the environment, you need to walk away.
Okay.
Just to calm the whole thing down. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I love your. You say, come
no,
up.
yeah, thank you. I understand. Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. It's okay. Thank you so much. I'm gonna like just carry on. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. A gentleman just said that the best thing to walk away. He just agreed with Julian also what he said, that the best thing to do when the argument is heated up, that you should just walk away so that it will not escalate. And he pointed on something else as well that I want to like highlight on. He said most times the argument, now most times the argument is all about ego. He just use a scenario whereby maybe the man is with his friends and the girlfriend is there as well. So and the argument just started, and in order to show to his friends that he is on top, he is the man, because of that ego there. Understand? So he would like to show that he is the man, he is the head. And then from there, maybe it's gonna escalate or something. So what he was saying that if he comes to that, what the lady or the girl is supposed to do is to walk away from that argument, to just walk away, so he or she can come back later. Then they can like discuss about it later. So most times it's ego. Ego is a problem that comes between both of you. Ego is a problem that really comes in every argument. Now, because everybody is trying to protect their ego, everybody trying to protect themselves. Do you understand? They try to show that, yes, you can't talk to me like that. I'm not your child. I'm not your, ego will just come in. You see a lot of things, people saying things, a lot of things. Like I said earlier, I said that no human being is perfect. So when you and your partner, you're having an argument. So when your partner behaves in a certain way that you don't like, he or she, maybe there is a bit some habit that can infuriate you. There are some habit, there are some attitude that will exhibit, there are some attitude that will like they will show. Understand, like ego, like I said as well, come into it, and that argument will make you angry, might infuriate you so bad. I think the best thing is to do, instead of focusing on the bad habit, instead of focusing on that, you know, attitude that's showing at that moment, it's better. It's advisable to focus on their positive habits. There are things that you like. You know, you might, as you said, you walk away when you are out there. You learn when you move or walk away from that argument. Now you reflect and you thinking. Instead of focusing on the argument or focusing on the bad part or bad attitude the person has, or whatever they say to you, or whatever they talk about, or whatever they shout, maybe they call you names or something like that. Why can't you focus on the good side of it, the good attitude they have, the positive habits that they have, the things that and there are things that you see in that lady or you see in that man that makes you to fall in love with him or her. There are things. The person didn't just change overnight. There are things, understand, that you see in that person that makes you to agree to be their boyfriend or girlfriend, even to the extent of maybe being in a relationship whereby you become husband and wife or become partners. There are things you see in each other. So those qualities, if you focus on those qualities that you see in that person, understand, you see that those arguments or those disagreements is just a minor issue. It's just nothing. It's something that you can overlook, because when it become from minor issues, if you keep it and allow it to escalate, it become a big issue whereby you cannot handle it. You guys cannot handle it anymore, because it become big, so big, you know, so big. So it's better you walk away, think and focus on the positive habits, positive attitude the person possess, and from there you can see that your anger will cool and calm down. It will cool and calm down. you know, right? So most of the time, some people tend to raise their voices. Like I said earlier, they tend to raise their voices at each other when they are in argument. They tend to raise their voices big time. Why? To defend themselves. To defend themselves. Then ego will come in. From there, they start calling each other names. They start like pointing fingers. Sometimes you see punches. You see someone being aggressive, someone being physical, and they start being abusive and everything. It's just from little thing, understand? So those are the things, right? Okay, Julian comment again. He said that another way of the party can deliberately apologize to cool off the tension in the house. Then after a while, call the party that was wrong and make him or her understand how they were wrong. Yes. So you're saying that the person, sometimes it might not be two of you because it depends on how the situation is. One can take responsibility, understand, and calm down and do what? And apologize and make sure that the argument is calm. Everything is cool a bit, just to handle the tension and then control the environment. Then when everything is calm, the person can do what? Explain or to the partner and let them know what are ways they were wrong. That's what Julian's saying here, which is right. Because most times you see that most relationship or partners, when everyone, all of them, like I was saying, that they're shouting at each other, their voices at each other, the voices are high and all that. They raise their voices and they're shouting. And no one is calm. Handling that situation is always difficult because they're interrupting each other. Nobody's listening. No one is listening. Because when you are shouting, raising your voices, no one is listening. You're not in control of that situation because argument sometimes is what? You're trying to pass information. You're trying to communicate. Well, it depends on how you're communicating. How? So when you are raising voices, you're not communicating at that moment. What are they doing? They're trying to what? Make the conflict worse. They're trying to what? Make it escalate. Escalate it, which is bad. So if you can be calm when there's an argument or disagreement, if you can be calm, you put your ego aside. Sometimes it's better you say nothing if you can. When the other person is talking, if you cannot say anything, if you can just control and close your mouth, just listen. You try to avoid insults. Try to avoid it. Try to not to call names, which is, I know that it's quite difficult sometimes because when the argument is heated up, everybody wants to pour still, they want to like defend themselves, and when you try to defend yourself, what do? You call names. You try to make the other person feel bad or feel descending or make the person feel very low. That is problem. So if someone can control their emotions and be calm and close their mouth and just listen and just watch the other person, you find out that the person, when he realizes that you're not talking, you're not replying back, you're not even pointing hand, you're not pointing hands, or you're not calling names, or you're not shouting. Sometimes they feel, how will I say, they feel foolish a bit. Yes, if I can use that word. They'll be like, it's only me ranting I'm the one ranting, I'm the one shouting. You see, sometimes they will say to you, yeah, I know, I'm the one talking all the time. You understand? But just yeah, but if you can keep calm, close your mouth, just watch it, you can see that you control that situation. You calm down, everything calm, then you can relate. When everything is calm, you can let the person know the way they were wrong, what they did that you didn't like. But if you don't communicate, you don't tell them, there's no way they will know. Like, keep on doing the same thing again, out of ignorance. Unknowingly, they will do the same. The line is still open. You can call me, let me know what you think. You can put on the comment section what you think as well, ways that you can handle argument in a relationship. I always say that communication is vital. I think it's the most important thing in the relationship. If you don't communicate to each other, if you don't allow each other to talk, if you don't allow each other to communicate to, if you don't listen, it's always bring issues, bring conflict, bring argument. And once the argument started, it can escalate to something else. It can escalate to separation. It can escalate to abusive or being physical. You see someone beating their wife or beating their girlfriend. Some people even die through that because of what? Argument, just a little argument. They punch the person and the person fell on the floor, hit their head somewhere. That is it. Just a little argument. It can escalate to something big. Can escalate. So the line is open. Let me know what you think. What do you think? So there's a lot of ways that you can deal with that. That's what we're discussing this evening. What are the ways? Some people, they take things personally. They take things so different. The way they handle, or the way they assess, or the way they download information is difficult. The way sometimes you talk to them. I understand there are some people that when you try to talk to them, it's difficult. They cannot relate to what you're saying or something. I know that it's difficult. Like when you're talking, you're telling them something, you try to communicate. It's difficult to pass message to the other side. They might not listen. Maybe because of the way they're taking things. They take things personally. They take things so, they take things, they just use that. They take it so personal. Little things, little arguments, they make it big. They make it look as if maybe it's a big issue. Just a little minor thing because of the way they process information. When you are in that kind of relationship, when you are in that kind of, the scenario, argument, your disagreement, you are into conflict, I think that's the best time to walk away. Just walk, leave, get out from that argument. I think that's the best time to walk away. When someone is always taking things personal, there are some of them that try to pass a message. Always, you cannot get to them. You try to communicate, you cannot. Walk away. Try to find another avenue. Try to find another way, another tactics, or what you can do just to make sure that you relate to the person, you talk to the person. Understand? What we're discussing, we're discussing about ways to handle conflict, ways to manage arguments. You are listening to Davis Apacino. And the line is open. I want you to call me, or you can put on the comment section. I'm ready out. And so don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you first time and follow us on Twitter and Wano on Facebook. The number is on the screen, +44 744 982 3879. Call me, let me know what you think. What are the ways that you can handle conflict in a relationship? Ways that you can handle argument. You can manage arguments when the argument is heated up. What are those ways? How can you manage it so that it will not escalate? It will not become something big that get to the extent of maybe someone being physical, instead of someone being abusive, instead of someone being start punching another, that's a fight or something. What are those things? How can you do that? Remember that it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's normal to argue. Just have that in mind. It's normal. In every relationship, it's normal to argue. That is it. But the problem is, how do you handle it? How do you manage that argument? How do you manage the disagreement when it's happening? That's what we're discussing this evening. Those are the things that we're looking up to this evening. Someone said that I think it's better that you don't really have argument, or you don't have disagreement when you are in bed. When you're in bed, when you're lying down, when you want to sleep, that is the worst time to start having argument. That is always bad. Bad. So that's bad to have argument when you are in bed. So you shouldn't avoid the problem. You shouldn't avoid it. Instead of avoiding it or try to change the topic or try to change the conversation. Try to change the conversation when argument comes, instead of like trying to do that. You're supposed to confront it, talk about it in a civil way. You know, when everyone is calm, can talk about it. Understand? So talk about. Julian as well said that another way is understanding your partner. Know how to follow each other, because there are some people, when they are angry, they are shouting and cursing. When the other partner keeps quiet, it becomes a problem. Now the problem is not what he is shouting now, but is why are you quiet when I'm talking? So you see, people are different. Just try to understand your partner. That's what Julia just said. I just put in a comment section. That is good that you understand your partner, understand who you are with, and way to relate to them. That's what I was trying to say. There are some people, the way they understand things, the way they process information is different. So when you understand somebody, sometimes, like you said, you can keep quiet when there's an argument, when they're shouting at you, when they're raising their voices, and when you keep quiet, it becomes another issue, because now they'll start asking you, why are you quiet? Why are you not saying anything? You understand? Why are you quiet? You're supposed to say something. Understand? So, but if you understand the person, understand that the way they access information is different from yours, it will give you the opportunity or ways to learn, and ways to relate. Times you might not keep quiet, you might just have to walk away, you might just have to find a way just to relate, talk to them. You understand? Because sometimes you can keep quiet and the person will be they don't know what you're thinking. There is no way they can read your mind. They don't know what is inside of you, what you're thinking. Understand? And it's not good sometimes to take everything inside of you. Sometimes it's good to communicate. Talk about it. Talk it over. Let your partner know what is the problem. Well, it's always good to do that when everything is calm. When you already control the situation. Like what the gentleman called, he said, it's better you walk away. When you walk away, when everything is calm, then you come back. Maybe that time they already calm, then you can talk to them. They will relate. Maybe they will listen to you. But when it's heated up and everyone is shouting, raising their voices, no one is listening. No one is listening. It will escalate. That's what we're talking about. Understand? So, you can put on the comment section. Let me know what you think, whatever you're thinking. Ways that you can handle conflict, ways that you can handle arguments. Understand? Stop, don't interrupt, don't try to cut off or cut them when they are talking. Don't interrupt them. Don't call each other names. I think that's the worst one. Trying to call each other names. Because there are some things that you say when you are angry. There are things that you say. There are some things that you say you can never take them back. Even when everything is calm, you will never take them back. The person that you call the names or whatever you said, you will never take them back, and they will never forget. They will never forget that. Because you're angry and you say something out of anger. Because of that, it's difficult. You cannot take them back. You cannot take those things back. You cannot take those things back. You can see some people when they went out and maybe on a night out, or they went to church and they're driving and their car on their way coming back. Little things might just bring disagreement. They bring the argument and they're arguing. They're shouting over. Their children might be at the back. Everyone is screaming, everyone is shouting. The man is on the wheel, or the woman is on the wheel. They're angry. No one is communicating to each other. They're just like shouting over on top of their voices, and they're raising their voices and everything. Some of them, you see, they lose control of the car because of what? Anger. Because of a little minor argument. Because they couldn't handle their situation properly. It's a very, very difficult problem that happens in every relationship. Every relationship, like I said at the beginning, it's normal for you to argue. It's normal for you to fight. It's normal for you to disagree and agree on something. It's normal. Does not mean that your relationship is the worst one. No. How do you handle it? How do you progress after the argument? Or how do you handle that argument during the argument? When everything is heating up, how do you handle it? That's what we're discussing. And a lot of people have put in their views and put in their opinion on it. Some people have commented and say a lot of things about that. The most thing that people agree on together that he needs to walk away. You walk away and just calm down and come back, then try to relate and talk to your partner about what is your problem. What is it that the problem is? Try to relate to them. Understand? You shouldn't interrupt them when they are talking. Allow each other to express their views, and having in mind that their view will differ from the other person's view. So when they are saying things, try to understand their angle, where they're coming from. What is it that they are saying? What is it that they want to pass along? Because they're trying to pass a message to you, which they might be telling you all the while the same message, but you couldn't. There's no way you're gonna lie. Maybe you just take it as normal. It's nothing. So because of that, the argument start. They use the argument to talk to you, to relate to you, pass a message to you. But if you are shouting over their voice or interrupting them, you will not get the information. You will not get the information. And if you don't get the information, if you cannot listen to what they're saying, the same thing will be happening over and over again. I get to a stage whereby they cannot handle it anymore. Then it will escalate. That's when it become a very big issue, big problem that you cannot handle. Understand? So that's what we're discussing this evening. Ways to handle conflict, an argument. I said that children, when they argue, children, when they fight, children, when they disagree, they don't keep it. They don't keep it. They don't keep malice. They don't keep it inside of them. You see them again, they smile into each other. They're joking, playing. They forget about everything that happens because they're children. That's children. But why is it different with adults? And when adults do, when they argue or when they have disagreements, it's always different. It's different. They can go weeks, years, months without talking to each other again. Even lovers, partners that have been together for a long time. A little disagreement become a big issue because of what? They couldn't handle it properly. They didn't manage the argument. They didn't manage that disagreement. They didn't manage it. Maybe due to ego, everybody's trying to pass a message and no one is listening. Everybody's trying to show that they are on top and no one is listening. Everyone is trying to do what? Point fingers and no one is what? Listening. No one is communicating. Because if you don't communicate, it's always bring problem. You know, this is one of the topics that a lot of people will neglect. They overlook it. A lot of families, a lot of broken homes, a lot of divorce, a lot of things. People have died through this. Children displaced, families separated because of what? Minor disagreements that they couldn't handle become something big. It becomes something that escalated to a extent of, people walking away from their relationship. So this is something that you have to take serious. Everyone has to take this seriously. Understand? I know that people are trying to avoid talking about this. If it escalate to the extent that you know that you cannot handle it, try to look out. I always say this: look out, find ways and people that you guys are looking up to that can help to talk to you. But all the same, but once you go through what we discussed this evening and a lot of other things that people said, I think you will manage that relationship well. You manage that conflict well. You will manage that argument well. Okay. You're listening to Bevis Apacino from Wano. Like I said, if you're joining us for the first time, I would like you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have other videos that you would like to watch, things that you want to relate to. If there are ways that you think that, yes, we need to improve on what we're doing, you can reach to us as well. Okay. So you subscribe, click on the notification so that whenever we upload videos or whenever we put out any notification that understand. Thank you guys for staying with us to this time. The time is 7:54. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Based on another contribution I wanted to say.
Okay, you make it snappy, like 1 or 2 minutes. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, in a relationship supposed to be a matured mind for matured people. Understand? That's why you don't jump into a relationship without being matured. There are some qualities one need to have in a relationship. One, you need to tolerate, you need to have a forgiving heart, don't bear malice, understand? And like you said, you don't carry egos. Out of shame or annoyance, one can do what is not intentional.
Okay.
Want to do, or one trying to compromise. You understand?
Okay.
There is an argument that can come up when the two parties went for a occasion or anything. But if you are matured in mind, you don't want to compromise what your friends will say, or there are some issue that will come up. Your friend will say, look at this guy. Your friend is controlling you. Your woman is controlling you. You are weak. You are this. You are that. All those things are made up. When you want to react on all those, what people you want to please people, then you can hurt your relationship. But if you are matured in mind, knowing too well when the whole thing is coming up, or when the argument is coming up, either you walk away or you calm yourself, control yourself, self-control.
Okay. Self-control.
Then you call, yes. Then you call your partner or your your friend, and call the person to order.
Okay.
Tell him or her, see, this character you portray, I don't like it. Don't do it in case of next time. No understanding. Like you use children as an example. Children don't bear malice. Once you offend them, they just go on. So that's the little thing I want to contribute. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so we are trying to round up with the program. Okay, so if you are with us to this time, I will always like to say thank you so much for being with us to this time. And as well, tomorrow evening, Saturday, 7 p.m. UK time, don't forget to join us and put down in your diary. Talk to your friends, talk to your family members. Let them join us as well, because we all are learning from each other. We are learning. This is a family program. Like I always say, it's not about me. It's all about you, listeners. What do you get and what do you learn from the program? And all of us are learning now from the program. And like I said, thank you all for staying with us to this time. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow again, the same time, 7 p.m. UK time, on another edition that we're going to stay discussing on relationships. Thank you. I've been blessed.